Status Podcast. So, for today's episode, we got a super special guest, close to my heart, somebody that I was, really, really tight with in college. From Lakeland, Florida, came all the way up to the University of Connecticut to play basketball, won 2 national championships, became a first round draft pick to the Atlanta Dream, is really, really, taking off in her career right now. I'm super proud to have her on and announce, Tiffany Tip Hayes.
Hey.
All
right.
So just to start it off, growing up in Florida, who were some of the people that you looked up to playing ball?
Well, first of all, my mom, she played. She was pretty good. And then, of course, she got pregnant early with my sister, my older sister. My brother played. Pretty much everybody in my family played, so it was only right that I played too. But I would definitely say my mom, because she's the one who really stuck with it with herself and also with me. But she just couldn't continue because she started to have kids. So.
Oh man, I didn't know that. So your mom was a baller too, huh?
Hooper.
Yeah.
Hooper.
She give you buckets?
No. She'll claim she can.
We're gonna have to pull up some old clips of mom, man.
Right.
You gotta find that.
You gotta find
it. Was she like the forefront of your support system growing up?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was just us in the house, mostly me, her, and then my older sister, my older brother, and my younger brother. So it was just her, and then my grandma, her mom, would help out a lot and watch us. But yeah, most of it was her.
Oh, that's dope. So you were a 3-sport athlete in high school. You played basketball, softball, and I didn't know you ran cross country in high school.
Oh, you did some research.
Yeah, we did some research. I didn't know you ran cross country. You kind of swept that under the rug a little bit.
But actually, the cross country came because we had to. In order to play basketball that season, they made us run cross country to, get ready for basketball season. And what happened was we ended up being really good. Like, we made it to like regionals or something. We ended up making it hella far. Like, because our high school team was like really good in basketball. We was all competitive. So if we had to do another sport, we was gonna do it. Like, we wasn't just gonna go.
Win.
You know what I'm saying? So we out there dying, like we running across the finish line and passing out all kind of stuff. But we ended up going far. That was crazy.
Did you guys only do that your senior year, or is that something that you always did?
No, they started it. I think it was my senior year, either my junior and senior or senior year. I don't remember if it was both or not, but they started it, and I was like, and now they don't even do it no more. I'm like, what's going on here?
So they just made y'all run.
Yeah, y'all was the guinea pigs.
Listen, we won.
No, that is crazy. So what about softball? How did you feel about, at what age did you start playing softball?
I love softball. I started softball when I was younger. I started with t-ball, so that just developed into that going into high school. I definitely wanted to play and see how far I could go, but of course I wasn't as good as basketball. But I was pretty good. I was one of the best hitters on my team.
Did you get any looks?
No, I ain't get no looks. I was good. But our high school team wasn't that good. Because if I was on the team doing good, so yeah.
But I've heard a lot about Lakeland before in Florida. So like being a female, you know what I mean? I already know the football team is always competitive. So like how did you try to shape up, you know what I mean, with y'all team? Did y'all try to like find something in y'all, you know what I mean, to get a name too, you know what I mean, for the basketball team, the girls basketball team, you know what I mean? Did y'all want to like compete? Or were there any other females before you started to play basketball, in high school, like that were like good enough to go to UConn?
I think there were, but it's not all about playing when it comes to going to a school like that. It's just like you got to have like it's an all around. I mean, I'm not the coaches. I don't know for sure, but I'm just saying, like, I know the type of person I was, and I know the type of person was on my team. Not saying there was bad people, but
right.
It's specific stuff that coaches look for. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In players, not only their game, like, cause you could be cold and they still not gonna, you know what I'm saying, recruit you because of other things.
That's right.
I think it was a lot of people on my team now who could have went, but they looked at me for some reason. I'm forever grateful for that.
A blessing,
no doubt.
It's a blessing.
Growing up playing, softball, basketball. I know you have your own gym in Atlanta now. Shout out to HoopNation. Would you encourage student athletes to play more than one sport, or would you have them focus on, a sport, train in that, particular sport year round?
I mean, it worked for me, so I wouldn't say just like kick everything else to the curb. If you like doing other things too, then I would say why not? But if basketball, just do that. If you only like soccer, just do it. But if you like multiple things, like want to try multiple things, I wouldn't say limit yourself. No, you can go and try other things. Just
no.
If you know in the back of your mind that you're gonna end up playing football for the rest of your life, you're gonna spend most time doing that anyways. But that don't mean you can not do other stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think playing those other sports helped you with your hoop game?
Absolutely. I even wanted to play volleyball, but I think the seasons intertwined or something, because volleyball helps with your footwork. So I just really did other stuff to stay busy, stay in shape, and other stuff like that. So I used the other sports to my advantage, really.
You ever heard of Lynn Swan trying ballerina? He did though. He's an old wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think I heard of that story. I ain't even gonna lie.
You might be a little bit ahead of your time, Tiff. I know you're a youngin', man. It's like, no, I'm just joking right now.
I heard that story.
No, he did take ballerina classes for I think about 10 years. It's something that goes along with what Ty was just hitting on about, just for the athletes out there. Yeah, I personally think try as many sports as you can. You're going to only get more athletic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, for sure.
100%.
At what point did you feel like basketball was your thing and you could go ahead and play college ball?
I was a late bloomer with that because I'm like super humble. It was people around me saying it more than I was, so I'm just like, I'm like okay. I love playing it. I make friends playing it. I get to travel on this travel team, whatever. But it wasn't until like maybe my junior year in high school, like I started really getting phone calls and really getting visits and really getting letters. Like they piled up. I had like those bins full, like 2 or 3 bins full of letters, like little letters like this, full of them by the time I got to be a senior. So I think it came so fast, and I was like, all right, well, maybe I can get a scholarship. So
was that something that your mom pushed at an early age, knowing that she was a hooper growing up and you got a family full of hoopers?
What, going to college?
Well, no, just the basketball in general.
I think she figured before me that I was good in basketball and what I could be. So yeah, she definitely started pushing me. She was one of my first coaches, like YBOA. I don't know if y'all remember that. Way back in the day, it was YBOA before it was AAU. And YBOA. She was my coach on our YBOA team called Florida Stars. And so she coached me up until I got to high school, and then started playing AAU for this other team called Essence out of Tallahassee. And she even, my mom crazy. She so my mom, we from Lakeland, but she started coaching at the high school that I was supposed to go to, Lake Gibson High School, before I got there, just so she could see how the coach was, how the program was, to make sure it wasn't no funny stuff going on, whatever.
It's so funny.
So she kind of infiltrated the system and got in there, and made sure. Then we figured out like Winter Haven was the place for me. It was better. They had better coaching, whatever. They want to win, blah blah blah. So I ended up going to Winter Haven instead of Lakeland. Everybody's not Lakeland, Lake Gibson. So everybody's pissed and all this stuff, whatever. Then of course my mama left. She didn't care. She went there for me.
Did they challenge that at all?
No, because we ended up moving to Winter Haven.
Oh,
Florida sports are crazy, man.
Yeah, we moved my freshman year. I mean, it was a city over. Like it wasn't like it was far. It was like 20. So we moved there my first couple of years, and then my mom ended up moving back to Lakeland like I think junior senior year, because I was already there anyways, and she wanted to live in Lakeland. Yeah.
Is she still heavily involved, Tiff, in your career?
I mean, not now, obviously, but like growing up, absolutely. Like she did that for me in high school. Then when I went to UConn, she moved to Connecticut. Was there all my 4 years. Then when I got drafted to Atlanta, guess what? She got a house in Atlanta.
That's what I was wondering.
She was full on committed, hands on up until I got here, and then she stayed here for about 4 or 5 years, and then of course she went back to. She loved Lakeland. She back in Lakeland again.
How important is that, Tip?
How what?
How important is that to have that support that she was able to give you?
It's really look at. Can y'all see her?
Yeah, we see the dog back there.
I think it's really important. Like she made it comfortable for me to be wherever I was, because it's your mom. Your mom is right there with you. Now she like in Connecticut, she did live like an hour and a half away. Because I'm like, I want to have that college experience. Like I don't want you popping up on me every day, and I might be drunk with my friends or something. No, I'm playing.
You ain't playing.
She's like, she's like an hour and a half away, so it really felt like a college experience. And then when I wanted to see her, I could make that drive. And when she wanted to come to the game, she made that drive. So it was a good enough distance away to where I still got a great college experience, but I still had my mom there.
Yeah. No
so,
doubt.
hey Tiff, you said you was a late bloomer. Did you have that mentality like, if I don't get a scholarship, it's I'm probably not going to go to college, or college was a for sure thing for you?
No, it definitely wasn't for sure. Like I said, I was late, so I was going day by day. I wasn't even really tripping on none of that stuff like that. At a young age, I had an entrepreneurial mindset. Like I knew I was gonna make a lot of money no matter what I was doing. My sister got a story. She'd be telling people like, my sister been wanting to make money since she was little. I remember her asking me when she was like 8 years old, like, Tisha, how do you make a lot of money? Like asking questions like that, like about money all the time to her. So she already knew, like, I just wanted to make money for herself. I don't even know where it came from. Just like since I was little, like I wanted to make money. So I had an entrepreneurial mindset for the longest, as long as I remember.
Yeah, I ain't gonna speak about the business opportunity you gave me in college. We'll say that for offline. We'll say that for offline.
Hey, look, Tiff. So I'm hearing like you say late bloomer, and like if you're like me in any sense, and this is to be serious, Ty and DB both know me. I wasn't thinking about going to college until literally my senior year of high school. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should try to go to college. So I was thinking to myself, like my senior year of high school, though. You know what I mean? So just hearing what you're saying, it might not have been that extreme, but like I asked this question to a lot of people that we interview on the show. Who were you in high school? You know what I mean? Like, were you like a class clown, like just having fun, kicking it, joking, being goofy, you know what I mean? Or were you serious about your grades? Or did you like to eat a lot? You know what I mean? Like just like go home after school and, you know what I mean, pop a Hot Pocket in. Like, who were you? You know what I mean? Going from 8th to 9th grade, 10th?
I'm actually quiet. Like before people know me, like I'm the quiet one, like the quietest one. But of course, because I was on the basketball team and we were kind of popular or whatever, so I made friends real fast. So I was popular in high school. I dated, popular guys and sports guys and stuff like that. I was a class clown. I got in trouble a lot for making people laugh and
a lot of aspects.
Yeah, and I got whoopings in high school.
I got whoopings in high school.
Right now, I got whoopings in high. I think I was like the oldest person ever getting whoopings. I got.
No, that's crazy.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I think I remember getting a whooping for in culinary. It was a cooking class or something.
In school?
Yeah, no, not in school. Like being a clown in that class, and like she told on me or something. I got a whooping, and then I remember I got in trouble again because I went to the class and cussed the teacher out because I was like, "You made me get a whooping, like I hate you." Like and then got in trouble again. But it was just stuff like that. I wasn't like a terrible kid. Like I was good. I got my grades. Like I knew if I didn't get my grades, I couldn't play. So of course I focused on my grades, and I was good on that. But it was just sometimes like, you know, I like to be funny. I like to laugh, so I was always with the laughing crowd.
Who put that in your mind? Excuse me. Who put that in your mind? Like, of course, I gotta get my grades if I want to play. Or you know, when did you catch on to that?
Oh, my mama. This was my mama. This started when I first started playing basketball.
The whoopings are real too.
I remember in 3rd grade, I got in trouble for something, and this ain't even have to do with grades, but I got in trouble for something, and she threatened me to take basketball away. I straightened up. So from early, she knew that if she take basketball away from me, if I do something, she take basketball. So she like, you better make sure you get your grades, or you're not gonna be on nobody's team. Like that's all I need to hear.
Yep. That's exactly what happened in my world too. My mom knew to take the sports away, and you know that's gonna straighten you up real quick.
Yeah, boy.
I seen DB. Look, I seen tattoo a couple times. I'm like, whoa.
My mom wasn't messing around.
No, I think that a lot of us come from that world because my dad was like that. That's why when he left when I was in 6th grade, boy, I was happy for a second, and then I realized what was going on.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, no more beers for me.
Tip, in high school, you was, you know, all state, all American, all world, Gatorade Player of the Year. I mean, we would be here for hours if I named all your accolades. What was the recruiting process like for you?
It was real chill, and that the only reason why is because I think I had my mind made up pretty early. And I wasn't one of those kids who was like milking the schools and getting them to, you know, bring me on a visit and all this stuff and doing the runaround thing and all that. Like I literally went on one visit, and it was to UConn.
Oh wow!
And once I went on the visit, it just really solidified like my decision on going there. So, I mean, not like I went into it real fast. Like I'm only gonna pick UConn. I'm not even gonna look nowhere else. But I just knew like that's where I wanted to be. That's where the best coaches. That's the best players go there to get even better. So if I wanted to get even better, I'm gonna go there. Now I knew it wasn't gonna be easy to get playing time because it is UConn, and you know the players that was there at the time, you know, Maya Moore in front of me in my spot. That's number one right there. So I knew it wasn't gonna be easy, but I knew if I wanted to be a better player, that's where I want to go.
Wow. Like when we were in high school, you know, you think about women's basketball, you think about UConn, you think about Tennessee. Was Tennessee ever in your mind?
What's crazy is I don't even remember getting a letter from Tennessee.
Really?
Pat Summers.
Summit.
I don't know. I mean, I could be lying. I'm not gonna say 100%, but I feel like I would remember getting a letter from Tennessee. I remember UNC. I remember that. A bunch of schools, almost every school in Florida State. All that.
So if it wasn't UConn, who would it have been?
Probably UNC. I think they was my top. I had a top 5. I think it was UConn, UNC, maybe Florida State. I remember their coach came to see me in high school, but I don't know. It was just always UConn. Like I had Gino Auriemma in my living room. Like that. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. That was crazy.
Gino is the man.
The man with the plan.
What was the so whenever you picked UConn, what was that transition like coming out of, you know, Florida going all the way to Connecticut? Obviously it was probably a lot easier, you know, with your mom being closer, but you know, leaving Lakeland, Florida, going up to Connecticut in the cold and Northeast, was it a tough transition for you, or is it something that, you know, happened pretty smooth?
I would say the only thing that was hard was the weather change, because you know Florida don't really get cold at all. And then you go up to Connecticut and what's crazy is my freshman year they had like one of the worst worst winners like of all time. It was like a record-breaking year. I'm like, for real, like you want to do that now?
Was that the first time you seen snow?
No, actually, the first time I saw snow was when I was with the McDonald's All-American team. Our game was in, I think, Washington.
Okay.
Seattle or DC?
Seattle, Washington. Yep. That's where it was. I think it was Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember that's the first time I seen snow wherever it was.
Crazy.
Was Lakeland a good high school in preparation for college, or was it a tough transition academically? Because I know when I got to UConn, I struggled big time. What was that like for you?
Academically, it wasn't that much of a struggle. It was just I had to come to terms with I really gotta, put the grades first, put the study hall first, I had to prioritize. I had to learn how to prioritize because it was a lot. And you can't just do it how you do it in high school. Like basketball in college, like you literally have one-on-one, you got all kind of stuff like workouts during the day, then you go to class and you come back and for another workout. Like it's different from high school. With high school, you go to school, then after school you practice, then you go home, and that's it. So I had to really learn how to prioritize and make sure I was meeting with the tutors to get the help because it was a lot. But I mean, I learned the hard way, but I definitely got there ASAP.
Yeah, for sure. How much emphasis did the basketball program put on, the academic part?
Oh, a lot. I mean, they just like any other place. If you don't get your grades, you're not gonna play. Like it's not a game. Like that's real.
Not a game.
I'm glad my mama, like from when I was young, got me on that because I was always scared to lose basketball, or scared to lose sports. So once you know that, it's just like, all right, just get your stuff done. Like do what you got to do it, and then basketball gonna be there.
What did you major
in? Sociology.
Okay.
Shout out to Sos major.
Don't you have Sos degree?
Yeah.
All the Sos majors.
Did you skip class like Ty used to?
We could skip class. I wasn't skipping no class.
Ty ain't never go.
I didn't even want to know the consequence. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't want to find out.
It's crazy because like most of the top programs in the country, you talk about football, basketball, anything, they really prioritize the whole student athlete experience. Like you think about Alabama and football, them dudes ain't skipping class. And if they're skipping class, they're getting better at football. So, that's just a testament to, the program itself and why it's been so successful.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It's like so Tiff, we ask everyone on here, in college, there's, basically three components of, a college athlete. You have your social life, your academics, and of course your sports. And they say likely one of them is going to take a back seat. Do you think that happened to you? And if so, which one?
No, and I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna say it's very rare that the answer is no, because I think because I know so many other athletes, like all my friends with the other different schools, other colleges, and they would always tell me their experiences, and it was just like they did this and that. They got room checks, they got put your phone down at this time, they got all this, like they had all these rules. But everybody thought we had rules like that times 10, but we didn't. Like we just, I don't know how, like it was just the players just knew in our heads, like we just knew, like you do off the court, but if you can't handle that and come on the court and do your job, then you need to like take it back a notch. But all of us were always able to handle whatever. Like, of course we in college, it's college experience. Like we went out together all the time as student athletes. But when it was time to come practice or time to come play a game, you saw what happened. Like we did our thing. Like it was no letdowns. And if one of us happened to do it one time, we would tell the other person, like, hey, if you can't come here and do your job, like don't go out no more with us. Like just stay home.
Dang.
So Yeah, like we held each other accountable a lot in college, and I think that's what helped us. But yeah, we got the full. I think I got the full experience. Like I did it all, and I got my grades.
You had to go through like a readjustment phase at all, like like I mean, well, obviously freshman year coming from high school to college, but you remember like a point where you hit like you're like, dang, I need to adjust my routine, my daily routine, like working out. Or, that's the same thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it was just like I don't know, being there and seeing the upperclassmen be able to do it. Like I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it, but they brought me along a couple times, and I came to practice it, and it's just like you in a program where, well, me myself, I'm different. I always
that's what I was wondering right there.
I'm a different type of, like I think different than a lot of people, and I always tell people that they don't believe it until they see it. But I'm just like, if I go out and then I go into practice, I'm too scared to do a mistake like that. Like
that's your mom.
Show
that's
them
your mom
that
right
I'm
there.
weak from last night because we were out. Like I'm too scared for that. So somewhere in my body, it's gonna come out to where like you better do what you gotta do here, and then afterwards you can go lay in your bed or you can go, you know what I'm saying, rest and recover or whatever. But while you here, you better do your thing, because if you want to hang with them and then come here and do your job and play on the court and start like you were starting, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. So that's just me. Like that's just how I think. Like if I want to go out, I still gotta come do my job, and if I can't, then I can't go out no more.
For sure. Now, you said that was a kind of a cultural thing where you guys went out together and you came, you did your thing, and you held each other accountable. Do you think that was the type of culture that Gino recruited, like those type of mindsets, or is it something that is just in the program? Whenever you got there, you kind of learned that.
I was gonna say, nah, he don't know. I mean, no, I take it back, because I remember actually talking to one of the coaches, and they're like, yeah, we know you guys go out, but like you come here and do your job, like it's whatever. Like now they don't know like the details of the stories of us going out, but they know we in college, we don't go out. So they kind of knew we went out, but it's not like he knew that I was a partier I wasn't a partier in high school at all. Like I barely went out. Like college was literally my experience with all of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't think he recruits players like that. But I mean, once we got there and we saw, like, I mean, we in stores. Like, what else are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So it's bound to happen. Like,
hey, Ty, no doubt. I want to add something for all the student athletes out there, because just listening, man, and to transition not just from this is anywhere in the world, not just America, but taking it on a day-to-day basis, man, is so important. Like she's talking about, like Tiff was talking about how it sounded like she never looked too far, bro, to like the next practice, just today's practice, you feel me, was important. Us going out tonight, you know what I mean? Even in high school, like not worrying about, I'm gonna go to college to play basketball. All I gotta do is do my job, and that'll determine my, my level where I go, wherever I go, you know what I'm saying? And that's a daily thing. Even in college, it's like, I'm gonna do my job daily in order to succeed, not have to see the consequences. So, man, student athletes out there listening, and anybody, you know what I mean, just take heed of that, man, because we all try not to. We all look ahead a lot, man. I mean, I like that though. That's a good insight, a good outlook for real.
For sure. So, how many national championships did you win? Did you win one or two?
Two in a row.
Two. Okay. What was different between those national championship teams and the teams that fell short?
I think it was probably the leadership, and most of that was on me, because everybody noticed about me back then and now still. I'm really not a vocal leader. Like I lead by example. Like I play hard, I practice hard, 100%. But when it comes to like being a vocal leader, I've always fell short of that. So my freshman, sophomore year, we won. Like my junior, senior year, I'm older, so automatically they expected me, to step up and start doing all that snitching and stuff. I play.
Snitching.
Nah, but it's just not my thing. And I know people say, you got to step outside your comfort zone and but some things are harder than others to step out of. Like I stepped out of my comfort zone for a lot of things in my life, but that's just one that is just, I don't know why. It's just hard for me. I don't know. To this day, like on my team now, it's the same thing. Like I'm a leader by example. Like I'm gonna go hard, and they gonna watch me and be like, okay, yeah, cool. But the other stuff, I don't know. So I think that was one of the things where I mean, if I could take it back, I could, and I would change things. But at the end of the day, I know me, so I think that's for sure. That's what had something to do with it. Now, on the flip side, I don't think we had good followers at that time either when I was older too. I was a great follower when I was a freshman, sophomore. I did whatever I was told, what I was supposed to do. If I missed an assignment one day, I wasn't going to miss it the next day or another day after that. I was a great listener. I was a great follower. So, yeah.
What was y'all's record your first 2 years there?
We didn't lose. It was like
that's what I thought.
Yeah, it was on 2 undefeated seasons my freshman sophomore. I didn't lose a game until like the middle of my junior year, I think.
So how was that first loss? How did that feel?
I'll tell you how it was. They was in the room, depressed, the lights was off, couldn't go in and talk to none of them. It was like the
somebody died.
It was crazy. Like I was scared to even go in their room.
It was bad, man. Yeah.
How'd you take that first loss, Tip?
It was bad. I mean, we all knew it was coming. Like, not to say we was like ready for it and we wanted it to happen, but I mean, we knew it was nothing lasts forever. Like, but I mean, we was enjoying it and stuff like that. But it had been so long since I lost a game. Like, I had gone through all of college without losing a game. Like, I forgot how it felt. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
So when it happened, it's just like, oh, I remember why this sucked. This is some bullshit. Like, this is stupid. Like, I hate this feeling. So I don't know. Yeah, he probably right. We was probably depressed for like a week. I think I remember we killed the other team by like, I don't even know. We killed them. Like,
I think I remember that too.
Yeah.
The next game.
So after that loss, how was it tough to get to class? Like the motivation for class to do anything?
It was tough to do anything. It was tough I didn't want to eat. Like that's depressing.
You want to see nobody.
Lose a game for 2 years and then you lose a game. That's depressing. It never happened to y'all before.
Heck no, they ain't happened nothing.
It was bad. Like I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to go to class. I didn't want to go to practice at one point. I'm just like, what are we here for? We losing a game, like. And I know it sounds crazy because it was only one game, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? We just got so used to it. It's like, what are we here for? What we practicing for? I don't go practice. But then, you know, it's quick change. Like, you got to work on stuff. Like, this is where you messed up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you get back and swing things. Then you go on 10 times harder. Now you want to go to practice. Now you want to practice 2 times a day. So.
Yeah. You said you was a great follower, you know, as a young student athlete at UConn. And one of the people that, you know, obviously was there was Maya, who, you know, was a great example for everybody. What was your take whenever she announced that she was done with basketball for a little bit?
I was wondering why. Like I knew it wasn't for no reason. And, you know, it's mental health is a real thing. You know, it's coming out like that in the Olympics now and all kind of stuff. So I was wondering if it was that, like, because they really never said anything except like she's gonna sit out. And I'm like, normally y'all have a story like to why. I need more. Like somebody give me something. So that I remember that's I really talked to my friends like, I wonder what it was. And you know, I didn't want to go be nosy and just text her and start asking. I never asked really, so I just was always, I never knew.
That shocked the world, man.
But it's a real thing though. Like, you know, like she just said, she had something that she was fighting off the court.
Well, yeah, now we know what it was. But back then, it's like, what?
Like, the heck is going on?
Yeah.
And she was
we were just talking about it 2 months ago.
At the peak of her career, too. It was like Maya's not playing the season. Like, hold on, didn't she just win a championship or something?
Right.
Like, she is rolling right now.
I was listening to something, Tiff. Though, when the WNBA had a bubble, you opted out, and you kind of you went had your own journey and still on it, but just like of basically civil rights and just being an activist yourself too. So like is there anything you're doing like at this moment that you want to tell anybody about?
You mean with that, or just like in general?
Just with activism in general, or just any type of movements that ain't outside of basketball. We like Ty said, about the HoopNation and everything, and about senior brand She Hoops, or not just She Hoops. Just about your female hooper movement. But I'm saying on the outside of that, along them lines, I don't want to get. I always tell Ty this, and they laugh at me, but you don't got to get into politics if you don't want to. That's that we talk about.
Like I said before, I'm a leader by example. So like you'll see like other women's athletes like going out and like doing the marches and getting on interviews all the time, and they fake. Like I'm shy, even though it don't seem like it. Like I am. Like before you get to know, like Ray, no, like before he got to know me, I was shy, I was quiet. But when he got to know me, like it was cool. Like I talked a lot more, laughed a lot more, joked a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like doing interviews. I don't like doing that stuff. So really, I just do stuff. Like I do stuff. I got the gym in the south side of Atlanta, which don't get no love. And
my fault.
The kids in that community is really taking to it, because like now it's like better trainers there. The facility is like we building it up. It's not there yet. We building it up. We got a weight room in there now. We got cryo room in there now. We got shoot machines in there now. Like before, these kids would either have to travel all the way up North Atlanta to get something like that that's good, like a good facility for them to get better at, or they just had to be at that gym. Like, so that was one of the things where me and my family always wanted to get a gym together.
That gym is dope too. I follow the page on social media and see a lot of things that you guys got going on with the pro runs, and then you got the female runs going on. It's big time down there. I can't wait to see the finished product of that.
Stuff like that. We do backpack. We just did a back to school giveaway, giving out backpacks and school supplies and stuff like that. During the pandemic, we gave away essential items, boxes like canned foods and toothpaste stuff like that. Like and the people around here really be needing that stuff. Like it be gone every time we do stuff like that. So it's just like to be able to be here and do that and help out the community. And we about to start doing classes on financial literacy, like all kind of stuff.
Nice.
Like even having that one thing in this community is like building up a whole generation of kids and a community of kids that need that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I used to I didn't really talk about it too much on here before. I used to live on the south side in Jonesboro, like right near Riverdale. Right by Mount Zion High School. So right in that area is it's real impoverished, like right there on the south side in Clayton or whatever, So I definitely understand where you're coming from, and I'm gonna talk to some of my peoples and tell them, because one of my cousins got like 7 kids, they growing up right now. So I'm gonna let them know, because that's definitely something they need it anyways, they need it, there's not a lot going on for real.
Yeah.
Hey, Tiff, what started that? Like, what jump started you to want to start that movement?
You mean getting a gym?
Yeah.
Well, me and my family, like me and my sister and my brother, we always talked about owning like a family business together. And of course, a gym was the first thing we thought about. And then my sister heard that the gym was about to start getting sold, and at first I wasn't ready, financially, because my money was tied up in other investments, and then it just so happened the other stuff fell through and we got the gym, but then the pandemic started. So, we had to rough it through that whole time, like trying to keep the building. And,
that's crazy.
Yeah, not getting kicked out because the rent, whatever, and they tried to close it down. I'm like, so it was kind of tough in the beginning. When we had first got it, like we couldn't do none of the upgrades we wanted to do, like fix it up, none of that stuff. But then we just stayed with it, and finally we was able to like fix some stuff up. We got the car machine in there, like all the stuff I just said. And we just recently had a summer camp going on. The summer camp just ended. Like the kids was there the last day. We had like the little jump bounce houses in there, like all kind of stuff. And the day before that was the backpack giveaway. So we just be taking it day by day, man. Like I do with everything in my life and building it up because we want to franchise it. I want to put one in Lakeland, like where we from. We want to put one in Lakeland. We actually want to get a big facility in Atlanta too, because this one is in a plaza. So it's all the whole plaza is owned by one person, but we want to get our own building, bigger building, for a big facility. So we definitely working on that too. But we want to build this one first, get the name out there, get a good flow of people coming in, and eventually get pro athletes normally coming in like all the time. So yeah, that's what we try.
Yeah, you've been having some big names come in there. Dwight came in there, Quavo was in there. Yeah. You got some you getting some pub down there, so it's only a matter of time for that happens for you guys.
That's the activism. My fault, Tad. That's
I can't wait for it to happen for you guys. You mentioned the big wave of mental health going on right now. Did you deal with anything like that in college?
Oh, I did. I don't think I really ever even told this story out loud. Oh, to one person I did. But when we lost the first championship my junior year, after winning the first 2 years, that was like one of the worst times in my life. Like it was so bad. Like I would stay in my room all day. Like I was having crazy thoughts. I was taking it to the extreme because that's just how I was. Like I said, I'm just so used to winning. And then we took our first L that year in 2 years, and then we didn't win the championship. And all the fans, like how they are. They don't care that you're a kid in college. Like they just talking bad about our team, talking bad about us. Like you know what I'm saying? So all that really got to me, and it was like such a bad time in my life. Like I remember that like it was yesterday. I remember never wanting to feel like that again in my life. So that's why I try not to attach myself to what everybody else be thinking. Like, and nowadays people think it's like I'm just mean. Like I don't care what people say. I don't listen to nobody. But they don't understand that I went through that back then, and it really scarred me. So now I just like try to, you know what I'm saying, not even be hearing none of that stuff, especially if it's negative. Yeah. And that's what really turned me off of media, because they it's always they on your side one day and on your neck the next day. And I just really I really went through a time in that, and nobody don't know that. I never said this before.
So what got you out of that that dark place, that dark time?
I think just time. It was time. It was a long time, but just time, and me talking to my mom. I even had to go see what's them people, psychiatrist?
Yeah, therapist.
I got a therapist right now. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, I got one right now too. It ain't a game. It ain't a game. Nah, but like it was just time, and like knowing that we had another season. Like I was a junior, so knowing we had another season. Like summer school was starting, summer workouts was finna start. So when you're a basketball player, you don't even really have time to be in a space like that. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, anyways. But I think it was a good thing for me personally at the time, because I had to get out of it, because I had to go to class again, I had to go to workouts again, I had to leave my house again. So just me having to be in the real world again, like I had to put this on. But during the time I had it on, like I was slowly getting myself back to normal. So
do you wish you would have not wore a mask at that time and got some help to get you through that a little bit sooner and smoother?
Excuse me.
I probably should have, but knowing me, I probably still wouldn't have, because I even remember talking to my best friend and telling her like I was going through it, but I didn't tell her how deep it was. I always just thought like everybody got their problems. Like nobody want to hear what I got going on, even though it was really that deep. And I definitely would encourage people not to do that because it's not good. Because, you know, some people, it'll get deep and it'll get deeper. But it got deep and I was able to get my, you know what I'm saying? So
thank God.
Yeah, I would never encourage anybody to do it like that way because everybody's not able to handle it. But at the same time, I knew myself, which I'm glad I knew myself even way back then as a kid in college, to know that I had to talk about it enough for me to get over it, but I didn't still let everything out. But I talked about it enough for me to get over it.
Yeah, for sure.
Can I add something to that, Tiff, man? Because it's just about mental health, man. Like, this is something that me and my mom talking about. And I'm gonna just be transparent because I ain't never even tell Ty and DB this. We talking about this. This is real. But for a long time, like I always known my mom, but I just got like back tight with her again, like when I turned like 21 years old. And this is I love her to death. So she hear, you know what I mean, hear anything, hear this, whatever. So what I'm trying to tell you is I seen a picture of her when she was 2 years old, y'all. You know what I mean? I was looking at her and I was like, dang, my mom was a baby one time. You know what I mean? I always looked at her as a 40-year-old woman. No, for real, Ty, listen, a 50-year-old woman. You get what I'm saying? Like, you 30, right? The people see you, they don't know 5-year-old Ty. So I'm like, damn, my mom was a baby. She used to have wants as a child. Like, she wanted to be a little girl. She wanted to go outside, play with her friends. You know what I mean? She wanted to party. She wanted to dress how she wanted to dress. And I hold her to the standard of being a mom. So I'm like, dang, you need to do this because I'm your son. You know what I mean? Or Tiff, same thing with you, DB. You know what I mean? Or Ty. It's like people hold you to the standard, Tiff, of you need to do this because this is your job. They don't think of when you was a kid. You like, I just want love. You know what I mean? I just want to be happy. The same things you always wanted since you was a child. So I said, damn, I got to forgive my mom for anything ever. Because she just a kid on the inside, just like me. You know what I mean? So she make mistakes because she's still that 3-year-old baby that she was. Just like you know what I mean? You still the 5-year-old, 7-year-old, 14-year-old girl who played basketball in high school. You know what I mean? And people, they want to hold you to the standard that they think. You understand? So I had to realize, I'm like, damn, mom, whatever you do, I don't see no flaw, nothing. You know what I mean? Same thing for myself. I want you to think about that though, just because, like, man, it's all of us, man. It's like we got our own standards. You know what I mean? As long as you got love, it don't even make no sense for real. Because it made me at peace with a lot of stuff, bro. Just like, man, I forgive anybody in my life for a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Just because, like, you also got stuff inside of you, Ty or Tiff or DB. You know what I mean? Can't nobody say, yo, this is you. You know what I mean? This is what I expect from you. I ain't trying to get too deep into that, but y'all get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's you.
If you could have a conversation with your 16-year-old self and let her know about what the future is going to hold and things that's coming up, what advice would you give her?
Just mainly about that. Like, don't ever take something so serious to where it's getting you down in your life. Like, have fun with everything. Anything you do, just make sure you have fun. I would stress that, like 100% have fun. And I think I'm there now. So I think I might have had this conversation with my 16-year-old self before. I'm definitely there now, even though it took some time for me to get here, because I had some times where I was still, back in my college days thinking like that. But I'm here now, and I'm glad I'm here. And I would also tell my 16-year-old self, invest. I would be rich right now if I was invested at 16, because of the stuff I know now, I would be rich already.
That Pell Grant will be doing something else.
We just talked about if we would have invested in Bitcoin.
Oh my goodness.
College.
Man, listen.
Don't make no sense.
And lastly, Tip, what advice would you give to young student athletes, trying to, earn a college scholarship and, go through that process and end up, a professional athlete someday?
I would say be a good teammate, but also be a good person. Like, be a good player, but also be a good person. Like, it's not that hard to be a good person. Always have a positive attitude. Always have an open mindset to things that are positive.
And I can say that, you live by that, and you always lived by that. You know what I mean? Because I know when we were in college, we couldn't offer each other a dime, but Tip always just was a genuine, just a good person, a good friend, and she just always offered that, genuine friendship whenever we have nothing else to offer. So I can attest that you definitely live, by those words. So.
No, I could see. I could tell by the way you bragged about your homegirls up at school every time you came home.
Yeah.
No, for real though. He always bragged about like his homegirls, his friends. Anytime he came home.
Oh yeah.
I love them girls, man. I love them girls.
So that's a testament to your character, man.
For real.
For sure.
Yeah.
No doubt, but appreciate you, Tip, man. Taking your time out and chatting with us about your student athlete experience. I know a lot of people are going to be able to, take your words, take your advice, and use it to their advantage. So, appreciate you coming on.
Definitely appreciate you. Nice meeting you.
Yeah,
nice meeting you.
Y'all. Appreciate y'all for having me. Shout out to UConn. Shout out to HoopNation.
Shout out
to my best friend. She got her line, Psych Serenity. It's all about mental healthness. Mental awareness. So
say that again. What is the site for your friend?
Her Instagram is at Psych Serenity.
Okay.
She does like interviews with people about like their mental health and how they got through it and things like that. She just dropped the line on her birthday. It was a couple of days ago. She just dropped a shirt, and I got the shirt somewhere. I could show you. But
that's dope because we all here definitely big on mental health, man.
No, for real.
And make sure y'all go ahead and hit that follow button for my girl Ted. How many followers you got on IG now?
40K.
40K. How many did you have coming out of UConn?
I don't even remember that. A decade ago.
We asked that question.
More of the story tips popping on IG.
Big ups to you.
Follow that name down there.
But we appreciate you, Tip, man. We'll be following the rest of the season.
Good luck with everything. Get healthy.
Heck yeah.
And I'll make sure I shoot you a note, and I'll see you whenever you guys.
We gotta stop through. We're gonna stop through Hoop Nation when we come down to Atlanta. We might have to get an in-person interview. Yo.
No doubt. All right, Tip.
All right, Tip.
I'm gonna say this thing is way off right now.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, you was frozen for a little bit.
It's this thing. It's this World Wide Web. It ain't us.
Man.
They're controlling it, man. It ain't us. It's like no.
No, definitely appreciate it.
All right, I'm gonna shoot you a text though, Tip.
All right, appreciate y'all.
All right, thanks, y'all. Let's meet you again.
Y'all too.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this. Oh, there you go.
Hey man, that was a great interview. Every interview we do, I'm big on mental health, man. That's dope. That what I mean. She's first time for her to share that story. Here, about her being in a dark place that probably no one knew. Mm-hmm. And I think that happened so much that and everybody here can attest to it, that we've been in dark places and we just put that mask up. And we buried it, and now we're hiding them feelings. Where what I mean, and it's not good. It's not healthy because when it comes out, it comes out.
Yeah, for sure. And her being able to get through that on her own is it's toughness on her part, but no one should have to go through that by herself. So
absolutely not, for sure.
No,
and another thing I like was her mom's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Hey, what I was thinking the whole time, DB, like you just said, because this ain't against no other women. There ain't just nothing to discriminate. This is so crazy because there's a lot of pressure on Black women, bro. Like, and it's minority women in general, not just Black. It's all colors. Women in general, we got to protect all of our women. But her in her position, being an athlete, you know what I mean? I hope people see through that layer of being a basketball player and see her as a woman, first and foremost, and then a black woman, bro. You know what I mean? Specifically, because that's a big thing. You know what I mean? To see the equal, however you feel is how she can feel. You know what I mean? Like I see that in the media all the time, like bashing her, as you said, on your neck. That's real, man. The student athletes don't even get attached to it. Like she said, don't even get attached to. Don't read your press clippings. You're not Joe Stud. You know what I mean? It's like, no. Man, I'm just joking, man. But you gotta keep
one thing I like that she talked about is whenever she got into UConn, she was a great follower. And really being able to come in and really humble herself and look at the upperclassmen and see that the way it needs to be done and molding, her character after someone like Maya Moore. I mean,
right? Yeah,
you can't find a better person to mold yourself after. So her being able to understand that the upperclassmen been there, they've done that, they know the way. Let me sit back and watch and learn is something that student athletes could take, because a lot of student athletes go into college and they think they know everything and nobody can tell them nothing. Exactly. So if you have an all-American, all-world basketball player coming in and saying like, listen, I don't know as much as I should know or as much as I want to know, so I'm going to sit back and learn from these upperclassmen. So
she was able to put her pride to the side. Like you think about, especially look at what she accomplished in high school. Florida Player of the Year, McDonald's All-American. You're going to the number one women's basketball school in the country. You lost 9 games in high school in 4 years. Like you're this stud, and then you come into this place and say, all right, I got enough sense to put my pride aside to evolve into the great player that I want to be, and not just go in there and be like, you know who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? So for her to do that at a young age, that's huge. I think a lot of athletes, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, hockey, tennis, whatever, if you could go into a program and understand that you don't got all the answers, you're not as well equipped as you think you are.
Sky's the limit.
Real shit. I didn't even expect her to say that, for real, honestly. Like she was like that she went in just waiting to learn. You know what I mean? I never heard anybody even say that, except for her and Byron, 2 people that are at the highest level of their games right now. You know what I mean? Are getting there.
It's funny because like everyone that we interviewed who ended up being first-round draft picks or Olympians or somebody of that stature always talked about like not looking at the big picture. And going day by day and really just like living in the moment. Like everyone said the same thing. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Focus on today's goals. Yeah, it's good to have goals, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, but you can't reach them 5 and 10-year plans without today's goals.
Oh my God.
So
they all said the same thing, which is crazy.
Day by day. Yo.
That's great though. But man, it was a great interview with Tiffany Tip Hayes from the Atlanta Dream and UConn girls basketball. One of their
amazing
the long list of it. You know what I mean? We appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all keep supporting, keep subscribing, keep listening, everything. And we appreciate y'all support, man. Make sure. Go ahead, Ty. Do your thing.
That follow button for status 412_, and continue to tune into these conversations, man. Swin, we coming for you, Swin. We need to get you on.
You need that exclusive.
Get you on, Swin. So,
to the next time. Peace.